And sometimes I just like it to start. Welcome to the short bus. We definitely have a guest today, Mandy. We was actually going to unpack the Charles Ha. Man, he is like was like one of the sickest people I've saw interview in a while.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the worst that I have decoyed.
So what like I know some of the stuff that that I have saw over time of how like the stuff he was like sending you and stuff. Can you kind
hmm
you want to kind of say what he was sending to you or
well, let's just start with a huge trigger warning. Um, Being one of the worst guys that I've ever decoyed. Um, let me just tell you, I'm glad I didn't have him when I was a brand new decoy. Because yeah, it's intense. Um, so I'll try to be a little bit careful in what I say. Basically, he almost immediately got sexual, um, very early on, um, and he made no bones about the fact that he wanted Mandy to be his girlfriend. Um, he he loved the idea that Mandy's best friend and Mandy had kissed once on a dare. Um, although although Madison's character was involved in this one, Madison didn't actually do any of the decoying, um, ex- except vicariously. I decoyed as Madison for Madison, if
mm,
that makes any sense.
definitely.
Um, yeah, so he fell in love with that idea. Then he fell in love with the idea that Mandy had a 9-year-old sister, and he wanted all three children to be his girlfriends. Um, he was constantly asking for pictures. Um, Fortunately, my fantastic, amazing wife has come up with or has developed some really good AI skills. Um, she took part in an AI program that teaches them how to create characters and how to create styles so that um, basically, more or less, she can create an image on demand. Um, so yeah, it's become a huge help for us. And I have to thank Auntie Opal for always critiquing the pictures before they go out to a pred. Um, Opal is always my go-to. If I need to check a picture, Opal's getting it. Here, pick it apart. Um,
I will say
and
Opal is amazing. She's really like amazing at what she does.
you know what? I can't say enough about Opal because not only is she always there to help any decoy anytime,
Mhm.
um, she's always there as a support. Um, if you're having a rough chat with somebody, she's there to support. And so it's not just her skill that she brings to the table, being able to do graphic stuff and whatnot. I mean, she's just all around the best auntie any decoy could ever ask for.
Would you say this is the I don't know how you would ask this. Do you think this is the one that's kind of bothered you some decoying Charles Ha?
No, he hasn't bothered me as a decoy. Um, he What he does bothers me, but um, he him like uh, it hasn't had a negative effect on me or my mental health, if that is what you're asking. Um, yeah, he like I've said before, I worked in a profession previously that allowed me to really build my compartment, like the ability to compartmentalize. So
Mhm.
I am myself, and my decoy is my decoy. Um, so yeah, it it didn't really affect me. Well, some of the, like a lot of the stuff that he said was just sickening and gut wrenching. Um, but I think that's a natural, visceral reaction. Um, I don't think it affected me other than it just made me want to catch him more and more and more.
Mhm. I know just a few things that you had showed me throughout the course of this, man. It's hard for a lot of people that don't see some of the behind the scenes stuff that the decoys do. They don't understand how bad like some of these people are. He's oh my god.
He is by all standards of anybody that I have decoyed, he is the worst that way.
Mhm.
Um, you know, again, big trigger warning. Um, he has a child-sized sex doll.
Mhm.
He sent me two different videos of him performing different acts on this doll. One with a picture of Mandy and Madison on a tablet propped up next to the doll, and the other with a picture of Gabby propped up next to the doll on that tablet.
Now, how old was the decoys being in this?
So Mandy was 12,
Mhm.
Madison is 11, and Gabby is 9.
Wow, that's just man. He's he's one of the. I mean, he seems like the way he comes off. He seems like he's like a well. He said he is or a cardiology or technician.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that makes him the most dangerous is the fact that to look at him, he's I mean, guys don't really do anything for me, but he's not a bad looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like there should be no reason um that he couldn't have pretty much any single woman he wanted.
It's just
Um
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, so I mean, like there's a lot of these guys, like the one that I have that likes to play truth or dare. He looks like a creep. He looks like an absolute creep. This guy didn't.
Mm. And he seems like I mean, if you think I was just thinking, him being a technician and stuff like that. He has to have some type of education also.
Okay, so he's ex Air Force. Um,
That too, I forgot.
yeah, he's ex Air Force, and he went to USC and he went to University of New Mexico. Um, oh, if you haven't, Bell, I'll send you a video. It's one you'll never forget.
Yeah, it's like it. I literally like gagged when I saw what was going on, and
Hmm.
it's just like sickening that people really these a lot of these. I mean, you don't. I haven't saw that. I mean, other decoys may have saw stuff like that, but what he was doing with that doll is on a whole nother level. Having the pictures up there and just it's just that's just on like to me that's on a whole nother level of being sick in the head or just being a straight monster. I mean he was seriously sick.
Yeah. So yeah, he I'm at a loss for words for him, honestly. Um, I've never encountered a pred who has outright said they have a sex doll like that, or let alone one that will show you a video of them doing stuff with said doll.
Mm. He literally sent a picture of him, and it makes you want. I mean, honestly, it makes me wonder if he has like real life victims during
I
all
don't
this. If he,
I don't think he does.
I don't know.
It's kind of like during the pre-live, there was a lot of people that were speculating, oh, he's not going to show up, he's not going to show up, because it was so late. And having chatted with him, um, I got the feeling that he was going to show. He he was honest, like to the point that we're talking. I mean, you saw how honest he was with Alex. Um, he he clearly is sociopathic.
Right here,
Um,
just I mean, he has zero emotions and spoke with a very very matter of fact. He there was something deep seated in him that's not right.
I think that has more to do with him being ex Air Force.
Oh, you, hmm.
I don't know how long he was out of the Air Force, but I mean, being in the Air Force, that in and of itself is gonna take a lot of emotion out of you. Um, he described some stuff with his family that his family is not very emotional. Um, so it really didn't surprise me that he didn't show a lot of emotion. Um, it did surprise me just how quick he was honest.
I don't think that anything that has anything to do with his military past.
You don't have to think it does,
I
honestly.
mean, I'm just reading. I mean, but I don't.
No,
I mean, I
I
just read
know.
comments, but I don't know, man. It's just some things and people. I don't understand it myself, but or broke inside them, and they just want to put that brokenness and hurt other people for some reason.
Yeah.
And
Um,
he's one of them.
yeah. Just in case I disappear unexpectedly, we are having a pretty massive rainstorm here right now. So if my power goes out, I might lose you. Usually it's you that gets the power outage, but
Oh yeah,
because you're being
definitely.
kind, I just want to steal your thunder. Pardon the pun.
Oh, it is a short bus. You never know what could happen.
So yeah, like obviously everything that I say here is my opinion. Um, I'm not trained as a psychologist, so you know whether something does or doesn't have to do with his military experience, it's exactly that. It's my opinion.
I didn't get to watch the end part of the the end part of the interview. Did he say
Hmm.
something about his family? Like, did he actually admit to, or didn't he? I didn't hear this part or not. Was he possibly abused growing up? Any?
Other than having Vietnamese parents,
Or where's Corpus when you need him?
yeah. So his my understanding from what he said, and again, I didn't catch it exactly. It sounds like there was a breakdown in the communication between him and his family when he went to the Air Force. Um, because in their culture, you either become a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. He told me that he didn't make it into pre med. Um, so yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So and also he ended up getting a $1 million bond.
Yeah, so he's sitting in there on a $1 million bond right now,
Wow.
which is honestly it's a little higher than I was expecting, but I'm very pleased with it. He did have court today. There was an additional charge added today. I'm just gonna pull it up here.
Criminal
So
affairs.
he was charged with felony luring,
Mhm.
and he had a second charge added for felony sending harmful material, or sorry, sending harmful matter. So he had court today. It doesn't show me the outcome of that. It was just a first appearance.
Mhm. And some of
Thank you
the
very
stuff
much,
he was,
Bell.
I was just thinking, man, some of the stuff he was talking about was like straight sickening. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's just
Mm-hmm.
this guy really just like, I don't know, kind of yanks my chain a little bit also.
Yep. Well, and that's part of being able to separate myself from it. Is I try not to get, or I try not to let it bother me personally.
Mm,
He's sick, he's he's where he belongs now. Um, no, his parents didn't bail him out. They'd have to come up with 100 grand.
God.
And being Vietnamese and what he's in there for, I highly doubt they're going to put 100 grand on him.
Makes you wonder if the parents have saw the video and what he has actually said he had saw, had, I guess, understand what he has been doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he throughout the course of the conversation with him, um, like he told me very early on that he had Signal and Telegram. He basically volunteered it. I asked what they were, and he sent me links to download
Mm,
them. He told me very early on that he was into underage content. He admitted to both viewing it, downloading it, sharing it, um, and he referred to it as multitasking. So he could talk to me and watch that stuff at the same time. So he was multitasking. So just to build evidence on him, I would ask him, "What are you watching?" And he would describe what he was watching.
mm.
And yes, I saw more horse schlong than I ever wanted to see. Short pussy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's actually pretty disgusting. I don't know.
If you're not convinced if it's disgusting, let me know. Let me get in touch with you. I'll send you the video. Um,
He reminded me of
so
Paris Doc Wilder. He was proud about liking kids.
I don't think he was necessarily proud of liking kids. He didn't hide it. Yeah. So that whole Missy's playground thing. That's that's a guy. It's it's so fake. Um, this particular character is supposed to be a 12-year-old. Um, there's a whole storyline behind it, and I use the term she in air quotes. She has a page on both Facebook and a group on Signal where she shares a lot of this stuff. And he tells me that she can't take pictures because her camera's bad. Red flag number one, but she can do video. That doesn't make sense.
Mm.
Um,
Let's try not to send out any red flags. because you never know
Yeah.
who's watching for sure. Because there's, I mean, there's people in the community that are predators that probably watch to see, maybe find a tip or something.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, like I don't know that whole thing is definitely a guy just fantasizing to other guys.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure 100% what you're referring to there, Sabrina. But yeah, there's that particular person does like to do with that group does have an account as well. But
Well,
yeah, like he sent me a screenshot of his Signal Messenger where she's already
she's already done a meetup.
yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out. I mean, I I don't want Sabrina to give anything away that shouldn't be put out there. Um, but I think we're talking one and the same. It's the person behind the group.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, I think that's what Sabrina might be referring to. But again, it's oh, it was a real meetup.
Wow.
Huh? Okay. Um, yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't think.
She's a real girl on a account. The Missy is that
Yeah, don't don't give that away. Um,
okay?
if if you're referring to the one who the group is referring to, then okay.
Oh wow.
So is the group run by the stepdad?
Yeah, I kind of agree with
I don't know.
Madison. Let's kind of move past
And
this
and
because I don't
and
want to.
so exactly. So the plot thickens. Yeah,
Wow.
we'll get off of that topic for now.
That's
That's a little more than I knew, but yeah. Um, so
wow.
yeah, basically, he sent me a screenshot from Signal that showed at least three, if not probably five or six CP trading groups that he was in.
Mm.
And some of them were very blatant named groups that had CP in the title. Um, but yeah, so just an update for everybody who's talking about the Idaho thing. Um, I was chatting with Alex, and he said they did seem pretty sincere at the PD. So let's just hope that actually goes somewhere. Um,
I missed the
and
Idaho one, man. I've been so behind on catches. Like I've
yeah,
been so behind.
yeah,
But if it's lame cops, man, that's
yeah. It's you know what I don't know,
we all up.
but
Okay, Sabrina, we're moving on to.
yeah. So anyway, this particular guy, I don't get the feeling that he's had any real victims himself. I think he has been more about the fantasy of it, and this was the opportunity to live out that fantasy. Um, So yeah, that like he lives or lived right on the beach in Marina del Rey,
Hmm.
and he would send me pictures of like from the beach, and there was this one particular picture where he zoomed in on a child on the beach, which I found very disturbing.
Oh, um,
Um, he sent me a like he sent me a picture of one of his friends had posted on either Facebook, Instagram, whatever, of her child, and I asked what he would like to do with that child, and it was disgusting. And so there was another person that I'm in contact with who um, I like. He told me the child's name and he told me the mother's name.
hmm.
So when I went through his Facebook list, I was able to find the mother. So one of my other contacts reached out to the mother, but so far the message is unread.
Wow.
I mean, the child is 5. She, I just wonder, has he been in contact with the child, or are they just friends on Facebook? They grew up together, moved away. I don't know, because he doesn't live in the same town where he grew up. I know that.
Hmm. Man, that's straight. That's sick, man. Trying to possibly talk to a
That's
5 year
straight
old
creep.
dude.
I don't
Is
think he was trying to talk to her. He was just thinking, like, his words were, quote, "Yeah, I could go for some of that."
mm, thank y'all. Thank God you all got him, because if not, he would be a real child soon. Do you believe he was? I mean, we know he was trying to get a real child, but do you think he would actually?
So 150,000% he would have. So he was getting really tired of me not being able to meet up, and I mean that's strictly due to Alex's schedule. Um, I did talk to Alex. I floated by him having another catcher go get him, and because of just how bad he was, um, Alex wanted to get him himself. Um, so basically, he told me on I think it was 2 Sundays before the catch, that he wanted to have an open relationship because it just wasn't working well for him. You know, he he taught Mandy and Madison how to do things together. He encouraged Mandy to tell Madison that she had feelings for her, and they became girlfriends. And then he wanted a picture of the two of them together. We managed to make that happen. Um, so then he got all whiny and cranky because we're having all kinds of fun supposedly, and he's not. So he wanted an open relationship, and so I asked him the following day, that Monday, if he found another girlfriend yet, and he said that he was talking to somebody, and I said, "Oh, can I see her picture? I promise I won't be jelly." And lo and behold, he sends me a picture of Priscilla.
Mm-hmm.
So what I didn't know at the time was he had been talking to Priscilla for about a month.
Wow. So he was
Yeah.
actually thought he was talking to another child also.
Yeah. So he thought he was talking to another 12-year-old. And, she had some audio calls with him. She had a video call with him, at least one.
Mhm.
Um, and I know that didn't come up in the confrontation. There was several things that didn't come up in the confrontation, but um, absolutely, Priscilla deserves credit for talking to him.
Hell
Um,
yeah. Priscilla, she's
he,
awesome, man. She's
she is, and you know what? Like, Priscilla said that she didn't talk to him a lot, but he was very insistent on he wants pictures, 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 and he wants to video call all the time. Like, he was blowing her up. So when she knew that we had a date for him, she backed off. But I honestly I was scared I was going to lose him because we weren't able to get Alex up there in the time frame that he was wanting. And
so
so
he
he
was.
was going so he was going to move on, and fortunately for us, he picked another decoy.
Mhm. He was really shooting for a real kid.
Absolutely. He rented a house in Thousand Oaks. Um yeah, we like my wife and I we checked around. He sent me, like, at my request, he sent me some pictures of the house from the listing, and he said that it was a site similar to Airbnb. So I went looking and used a site that I know of, and I managed to find the house with the same pictures, and it was booked. Like, they have a 2 day minimum booking, and the 9th and the 10th were booked, and there was nothing booked for the next 2 weeks after.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm confident he had a house booked. He gave me the address of the house. Um,
He was with.
so
He
yeah,
was. He was wanting to go. Like, how long was the possible the weekend or whatever was going to go, or the how many days was
it
it?
okay. So it was gonna be the Wednesday night,
Mhm.
and my parents both work a profession where they would have been working overnight that night. And so the story is that we were going to go to Madison's house, and Madison told her mom that she needed to work on a project with me. So she was coming to my house, not knowing that my parents were working. And so we were all going to meet this guy, and he was going to take us to this uh, rental house, and then he was going to call the school in the morning and pretend to be our father and say that we weren't going to be into school that day, and then he was going to bring us back to the mall Thursday afternoon in time for us to walk home from school, supposedly. um yeah.
Mm. That's like wild. That is just it's. I don't know, man. It's that's just he was. He's a sicko. So so
Yeah,
I'm trying to get my thoughts together because it's yeah kidnapping. That definitely is kidnapping. It's just it's
pretty much.
living in a fantasy world. Definitely MMDE. Let me see if I can't pull that up. The pictures.
Yeah, he's one of the few that haven't used the excuse that he was hacked.
That is actually that which is like wild because he was pretty. He seemed to be pretty honest. You think so?
He was scarily honest, and that's why I said, like, I did try to talk to him the night before about sharing his live location with me when he was
Mhm.
on his way up. He wouldn't do it the night of, but given how honest he had been the whole way through, um, when he told me that he was on his way and that he was about 20 minutes out, I believed him. And sure enough, almost like clockwork, when he was supposed to be there, that's when he pulled up and parked a couple cars or a couple parking spots away from Alex. So he was behind Alex. Alex could see the car, and we knew that he was there.
I bet that was like really like exciting on your part to be. I mean, it's
Um,
go ahead.
exciting, exciting, yes, but it was frustrating because it took me probably 15 to 20 minutes to get him out of the car. He would not come out of the car.
So he was scared, but you had to use your decoying abilities to be able to draw him out.
Yeah, like there just has to be the power of persuasion, and so I had to channel my inner 12-year-old to figure out a way to get him out of the car. And the biggest challenge is he was almost 2 hours late showing up. So he was supposed to have been there somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock. He didn't show up till almost 11 o'clock.
Wow.
And that poses a problem because he was supposed to be there when the mall was open. The mall closed at 10. And so he didn't show up till almost 11.
And he was still thinking that you all was going to show up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mandy's milkshake brings all the pedos to the mall.
Mandy must have it. Can't get this pulled up. I swear to my God, dude, I'm trying to get that picture pulled up and I cannot get it pulled up. I'm gonna have to. Okay. I'm gonna have to post it to.
Let me
something.
Let me see what I can do. I don't know if I have your email. I'm gonna look here real quick. Because if I have your email, I can just email them to you.
That would work. Possibly. I suck at.
That's all right. That's all right. So basically, I'll just tell you what it says. So he currently has 2 charges. His bail is $1 million. He has a charge for felony luring, and today they added felony sending harmful matter. So he was. Oh, okay. They just updated it. He pled not guilty to both the arranged meeting place for purpose of exposing and not guilty on sending harmful matter. He has 2 court dates upcoming. So his court date today was uneventful, obviously. So on the 23rd, he will have an early disposition conference. On the 25th, he will have preliminary examination. So basically, he pled not guilty to both counts, which is pretty much standard. I'm just reading Sabrina's comment there about having to fight with this one. I kind of expected that they were gonna, or that there would try to be a fight for this one. I'm not sure how much they really can fight though, because realistically, they can dismiss the luring charge. They can dismiss the sending harmful matter. His laptop that I'm 99% sure he did have with him is polluted with this stuff.
Does it say? Do you know how many images or videos he actually has, or did they say?
No, he hasn't been charged with it yet. So there likely will be additional charges added. They just haven't been added yet. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. But yeah. I did see Warrior Princess asked how many screenshots there were. This one took the cake. So this one had 2,473 screenshots.
Wow.
In comparison, my next closest would have been Mateo from California, and that was between myself and Madison. I think there was 1,600 screenshots, and I think with Pred Splainer I had around 1,100.
Damn.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I just posted that. Hang on. I'm trying to like.
It is the short bus.
It really is. I'm telling you. I swear I just posted like the. Let me go right here and then go back. I just posted it, and I was gonna. Oh, here
There
we
you
go.
go. So those aren't current. That one there has been updated. So the spot that says plea, those are both not guilty now. And
So he's
there's
actually pleading not guilty.
yeah, he pled not guilty. Which I mean, if you're gonna fight it, you always plead not guilty in the beginning, whether you are or not. So
Mm. Go right here.
yes, Madison, everybody hated Prince Splainer.
Pred Splainer was pretty awful. Well, is awful.
Yeah, when you're looking up how to on the dark web how to buy liquid chloroform, yeah.
That's wild, man. It's so what I mean during the video he said he was watching like toddler stuff. Do you think he was into possible toddler like do you think he would actually went that low?
No, I think his cutoff would have been probably 5.
Ooh.
That seems to be his cutoff. We I say we, it was me. I floated the idea of Madison having a 5-year-old cousin, and he didn't seem to bite on that very much. The only reason I say 5 is because of the picture of the friend's child.
Down to defense, but I don't know how to get away with profession. Mm.
Yep, and you know what? Like I fully agree with the with due process and him being innocent until proven guilty. Unfortunately, I have a shit ton of evidence.
He's guilty, man. That's the thing, and you know what's going to happen. Yeah, he'll get prison time and jail time and all that, man. But what he really deserves is like absolutely like wood chipper, man. And that's because there's no him actually going out and what he actually has some actual mannequins like little sexual dolls, warning label, warning trigger warning or whatever that he actually was using and fantasizing about it being Mandy and Madison and what was the other one's name?
Gabby.
Gabby. Yeah, actually,
Mm-hmm.
really fantasizing about that and for feeling like
So
that far, man.
yeah, so like yeah, I have those videos put together and I have them censored. So at some point, um, we'll probably show those. That'll probably be a locals thing, I'm guessing. Um, but yeah, as far as somebody's comment about there with them being retarded,
What about retarded?
Gordon Flowers 1369. Now it makes sense why so many predators you catch are retarded. If they believe Mandy's adult male voice is a little girl, they have to be retarded. So I don't do voice calls. Um, yeah, because I sound like a man. Duh. Um, so yeah,
Hey,
I don't do
I
voice
can get away with
calls.
it though. Many people. I'm just gonna say this. I can get away with that because how many calls have I made and be like, "Yes, ma'am." So uh, on
I
like
mean,
my
it's
local stuff.
yeah. So yeah, I did have to send him a voice clip one time, and fortunately, um, I'm connected with some amazing decoys who they recorded a voice clip for me and sent it to me. I was able to send it to him, um, and he bought it.
Mm, we have.
So
I've done a deep dive digging into. Hmm.
yeah, no, like I would certainly be interested in another forum to learn what Sabrina's found,
Definitely.
because if it is a real child, that child needs to be helped.
Hell yeah.
Um,
I see
yeah,
that's really interesting to me. What she's
hmm
saying is like, cause if that is, it is beyond evil. If that's what's
yeah,
going on.
like I honestly wrote it off as a guy, just posting his fantasy stuff in there for other guys to get off to. But yeah, if it's a real child, then we need to do whatever we can to help the child. Somebody up there asked how long I was engaging with him. Um, I my first message to him, like he messaged me July 23rd. I responded July 24th. That was the start of
Mm. That's. I mean, he was like. So he was just like what little bit I saw and know about. He is one of the worst ones that I've heard about as far as with the dolls and going that far. But I'm sure they're all sick, but they're just different levels of sickness. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, like he printed out. I mean, again, trigger warning. He printed out pictures of the three children that um, only only he had ever been sent those pictures.
Hmm.
Like those pictures had never been sent to another pred. He printed them out, and
Oh,
let's just say I believe the term is um, a tribute or something of that nature that he performed on those pictures.
does everybody know what a tribute is? If you're into this, I mean, watching this, I hope you kind of understand what that is. And I mean, this massive trigger warning is when you have relations with the picture. Trigger warning, I guess. Yeah, right here.
Yeah,
MMDE nailed it.
yeah. So basically, he did his thing, and then he said something to each of the children afterwards. I made sure to send Madison hers. Just I didn't want her to be left out.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
if I got to
Madison.
be grossed out, somebody else got to be grossed out too.
Was he? I mean, you said he was talking to Priscilla. What did he also talk to Madison or uh who?
No. He thought he was talking to Madison when Madison would be over at Mandy's house for sleepover, but it was just me talking to him. Madison and I worked together um, on several other predators where we did group chats. So I learned how Madison types. So I when I would type as Madison, I typed the way Madison would type, so that if it got to the point that I needed Madison added, or if he was going to add Madison as a friend, when Madison started talking, there would be no suspicion why she types different.
Mm. You're right, Sizer. And that's
Yes, that's unfortunately that's what it is.
Blaze did that.
Um,
I'm
yeah, so Charles was very similar to Blaze. I mean, I didn't see a lot of the calls with Blaze, but a couple of the ones that I did, where he would describe the videos that he was watching, that's exactly what Charles would do. He would, in fact, he wanted Mandy to call him Daddy,
wow.
and then he started referring to himself as Dirty Daddy after I already started calling him Dirty Daddy, talking to my wife.
That's kind of wow.
Yeah, it was just kind of fitting.
So I bet that makes you feel kind of
So yeah,
dirty,
like
Madison, getting his her likeness used.
it was used with Madison's permission. Um, Madison saw all the picture, like any picture of Madison that was used, Madison approved it before consenting.
But that's not a chomo thing. It's a thing some people do with adults, actors too. Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
a whole different thing when you're actually doing it to a picture of a like if you would do it to I don't know, man. It's that's sick either way. I mean, if it is just like an adult or whatever, but I mean,
yeah.
especially like if it's a kid, that's I mean,
hmm
it's
and there is no mistaking that these were pictures of kids. Um, highlight Sabrina's comment there.
call me Bussy Wussy. Oh,
No, yeah, there you go. Okay, so Sabrina, that's exactly why I did it. Having I even said this to Opal one night. Having him describe this is totally disgusting. But the more times he described that to me, the harder chance he has of fighting it and saying that he wasn't watching it. If you can describe that many videos in detail of what was going on and the approximate ages of the children and that it was an adult or it was another teenager with them or whatever it was or how long the video was, that was exactly why I did it. It certainly wasn't because I wanted to hear what he was watching.
mhm.
Um,
But in the end, it
it's
helps
vile.
you. Hopefully, in the end, it'll help. Showing that he is watching this, and if he's talking about the same video, I don't know. It's
Yeah, exactly. So that's the whole point is that it just makes it harder to fight and say, oh well, I wasn't actually watching it. Well, you described it on 45 different occasions. So how do you dispute that?
hmm.
And yes, Serena, you're right. Fuck no, we don't want to hear it.
There's some weird
None of us
shit
do.
these Preds are into. Remember that Pred OPP
Yeah,
call?
yeah. That
What?
that was just straight weird.
A shoes.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe I
Um.
saw that, but he was like doing shoes.
Ooh. Ooh. Just hang on a second here, Surplus.
Oh
I'm
no
just
worries.
reading some stuff here on that docket for Charles. They added like 28 new lines to the docket.
So it's still updating.
Mhm. Oh, what a shame. He's eligible for state prison.
Oh dang it.
People's motion to detain the defendant pending trial per California blah, 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 blah. Arraignment for first appearance. Okay, so he's got a female judge. I hope that doesn't go in his favor.
So Sam Squatch,
So
what
the
should I
defendant.
start over? By the way,
Oh, sure. Let's go for it.
so welcome to the short bus. We have Mandy. We're talking about the Charles Ha pred that Alex recently caught, where Mandy actually decoyed him, and I'll do.
So,
Go
okay.
ahead.
So here's something interesting. He's got a public defender. Yeah.
Do you have a fascination with Hello Kitty?
Uh, Mandy does. She has a fascination with Hello Kitty and Lilo and Stitch. But I can have a fascination with pretty much any cartoon character if needed.
Remember Motormouth? He would fuck his couch. What the
Oh
hell?
yeah, yep. Oh yeah, the arm of the couch, I believe it was.
Short bus. You actually subbed it. Oh yeah, I'm actually Sizer I am. Like I'm banned, and usually I don't even watch their stuff. I do actually need to unsub from them now that you say that, because I mean I don't really watch. I don't watch Salami.
Okay, so there was an argument made to reduce bail. He appeared by video conference. Orders pre-trial risk assessment.
I'll even.
Okay. I have to finish reading this at some point.
I'm all ears.
So okay, well, I don't. I want to make sure that I'm not giving anything wrong here. Pursuant to Article 1, Section 28, sub F sub 3, Penal Code regarding the bail hearing matter before this court finds court has considered defendant's history, including failure to appear and prior convictions. Court has considered defendant's maximum potential sentence on new case and charges of new case. Pretrial risk assessment form is filed in court. Defense request pretrial risk assessment is denied. People's written motion increase bail is granted. So his public defender was looking for having bail reduced. So yeah, it says here the court hears argument as to pretrial release or reduced bail, and later on it's saying that people's written motion increased bail is granted. So I'm not sure what they're going to increase it to. Okay, and here it says defendant is released on pretrial release supervision with an own recognizance. So who the frig knows?
So is he released, or is he still in jail?
Your guess is as good as mine at this point. It looks like he may possibly get released on his own recognizance.
Wow, that's actually pretty. Go ahead.
Like here, it still shows that he's in custody, but that particular site may not be updated yet. I haven't gotten any notification that he's been released, but it doesn't mean that he's going to get released right away. It could be that it's in a day or two.
Let's see. I'm going through the comments.
Yeah, I'm just trying to read some of them while I'm trying to read this. So yeah, it looks like he's going to get released. Says agreement of defendant to appear personally. I promise to appear at all times and places as ordered by the judge or magistrate before whom my proceedings are pending. I promise not to leave the state without prior approval of the court. I waive my right to extradition if I fail to appear as required and am apprehended outside of the state. Further conditions are as follows: report to probation within 24 hours of bailing out of custody. You shall obey all laws. You shall not drink or possess alcoholic beverages or be where alcohol is the chief item of sale. You shall submit to and complete tests of your breath, blood, and or urine when requested by peace officer or probation officer for alcoholic beverages. You hereby consent to a search of your person, residence. Oh, that ain't gonna serve him well. Vehicle, business, or any personal or real property under your control. Oh, for alcoholic beverages by a probation officer, any law enforcement officer with or without search warrant, warrant of arrest, or reasonable cause. You are not to contact anyone or contact, annoy, or harass anyone under 18 years old. Stay away from anyone under 18 years old. Defendant remanded to custody of sheriff in lieu of bail in the amount of $1 million. The court further orders that in addition to bail, the defendant is to sign a condition of pre-release trial. So basically, I don't friggin' well know what any of that means, because on one hand it sounds like he's being released on his own recognizance. The other one, it sounds like his bail is still $1 million. So I don't know.
So, do you think
I'll
that? Do you? I was going to ask. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish the thought. My bad. Had a question.
well basically I'll check the inmate log tomorrow and see if it's been updated.
Do you know if they got his laptop?
Um, I don't know for sure. I really don't know. I would assume they did.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been contacted by anybody yet.
Oh, dude, because you know
Um,
we already know that he's been watching it,
oh
CSAM
yeah,
and CP. But if they really take his laptop, how much do you think he would? Uh, how how screwed would he actually be?
he'd be up the Ganges without a bamboo oar.
Mm.
So anyway, all these questions about my voice, no, I don't voice call. Period.
Are you sure about
Uh,
that?
I'm positive. Neither Mandy or Madison voice call, um, and we don't video chat either.
what the what the heck? If, well, this is a short bus, so we have to really. Sometimes we really got to break it down for us people.
Yeah, Sam Squanch doesn't do decoy calls either.
I thought he would for sure.
Yeah, like we've had other decoys do calls for us when we were trying to catch somebody live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, go back up to Sam Squanch there.
Let's see. I don't.
Uh,
This one.
nope. Um, when they searched his car, they pulled a laptop out. I
Mm.
I didn't see that myself, but he told Alex that the laptop was not in the car. He told me he was bringing it. I I believe he was bringing it because he bought a phone for Mandy,
Damn.
and his intention was to give her the phone, and he was going to upload content of an illegal nature to the phone so that the three children could watch it at their leisure.
That is, he really wanted to corrupt these children.
Yep. So he wanted the children to make videos for him or send pictures to him using this phone that, has all this freedom because the parental controls were not on it. He set up a Telegram account, a Signal account, a Snapchat account, a Google Voice account, and he put Facebook Messenger and a few other things on it for Mandy. So yeah, he bought Mandy a phone, um, along with a tripod slash selfie stick, and there was also some, let's just say, in the box from Amazon. When he opened it and sent me the picture of it, I saw the word suction cup, and I made the mistake of asking what that was. Um, I I quickly found out what that was. Um, so he bought a phallic shaped object for the child to practice with,
Dang.
and some water based lube and a mini personal massager.
Mm.
And it wasn't for sore muscles.
Do see that kind of makes me wonder? Do they get charged for bringing stuff like that for the child?
I honestly, I don't know. I want to say that it would probably vary county to county.
Mm.
Um, like he showed me the Amazon receipt where he bought the stuff, how much he paid for it. Yeah, it had a suction cup, Sam Squanch.
Mm.
Uh,
Right. Attempted to produce. Is there any charge for attempted production of CSAM?
Not that I'm aware of. Um,
There should be for sure.
because at that point
What?
he hadn't actually given the child the tools to do so. Um, at that point, it's all just hypothetical talk. Um, I don't know.
Suction cup. That is my last grinder hookup had one. Those suction cup dildos. Smacked it on the bathroom wall and brought their hard drive. What?
Yeah,
I don't know. Oh wow, there's just so much to this Charles Hall. I mean, honestly, we could do a whole nother show just talking
mm, yeah.
about
He's
him.
like he was horrible. He was an absolute menace.
Mm.
Um, Yeah, I agree with what Madison said there. It's like bringing condoms. It isn't an extra charge, but it speaks to the intent.
Mm.
So it goes to prove how far they're willing to go to make this happen.
Definitely, there he was willing to go a very long way to be able to get this done.
Hmm. And I read it. Yes, unfortunately, I had to read it more than once. Um, yeah, yeah, Sam Scanch, we did talk about the
Oh,
doll.
do we
Yes,
need to give another go around to talk about the doll for Sam's?
well, I believe Sam Squanch may have seen the video,
Mhm.
so he's painfully aware of that.
And I really wish, I mean, for some of the people that, I mean, we can't show it now for, obvious reasons. Like, we don't want to, mess with any type of charges against him or anything like that. That's why we're not showing none of this
Hmm.
because, the bottom line is, I know Mandy wants to see him uh, brought to justice, but I mean, I don't know how to say it, but
Well, basically, I want to see him uh, prosecuted to the fullest extent of what the law will allow.
mhm.
Um, you know, I think that the children need to be protected from him. I feel that he is a very real threat. Um, it's again, he's not somebody that your child would look at and say, "Ew, he's gross looking." No, I mean, if anybody can look normal, it's him. Like,
He had that nice,
he
he had a nice leather jacket on, and he
yeah,
was very well spoken. I mean, and I mean, you could
absolutely. It's not hard to tell that he's educated.
well,
Um,
right here's a why the fuck did they
yeah,
even
so
make child size dolls? That should be illegal.
it's not something that is readily available as far as I'm aware. Um, it is basically you would have to get it underground somewhere. And I know here in Canada there have been cases of people being prosecuted for trying to import them.
Mm, that's wild.
But I mean,
He,
can you take a wild guess where they're made? You got it, China.
mhm. I bet there is actually some made in America also. It's just I don't know. It's just it's sickening that who like makes these dolls. How sick are they in the head to even make them or manufacture them, knowing what
Hmm.
these dolls were supposedly be going through with just with a person wanting that from a child.
Exactly. I mean, this particular doll could possibly be argued that it was adolescent.
Yeah.
Um, there was enough shape there that, well, up top anyway, that could be argued that it would be a petite 18-year-old, but the size wise, um, yeah, like size wise of the doll, it's a child. And yes, Herbert the Pervert, I have had pot or pickle popsicles, and they are fantastic.
What the hell? That's oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna I don't move from that.
Yeah, they're good. You really have to like dill pickles, but
Doesn't seem like that. I guess the dolls would be mass produced thing.
well, let's just say Sam Squinch might have looked it up. Let me clarify before he has a coronary there. What an adult doll would go for,
Mhm.
and we're talking in the range of about 3 grand.
Damn.
And
That's for an adult, right? That's for an adult doll.
that that's yeah, that's for an adult doll. Um, and if you're trying to get something that is a little less kosher,
Mhm.
you're probably going to pay a bigger, probably going to pay a bigger price for that than the 3 grand.
Was a child doll one of those that could be used for? Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
The
I mean, it's called a sex doll for a reason.
mhm. What's up with my?
So yeah, it wasn't 100% child in appearance. It was definitely sized as a child.
Definitely sized. It may have. I don't. It just. It's. I don't know. But it was sickening, and it when I watched it, it literally made me gag. And I mean, that's that's really hard to do because a lot of stuff just don't bother me like that. But that really like knowing the intentions behind what he was going to do with the doll and
Hmm.
while he was looking at these pictures. I mean, hopefully we can get the videos edited and be able to play them on here so other people kind of get the I guess the what Mandy goes through and what he was actually because he when he's doing that he's fantasizing that it's Mandy and whoever.
He
Mhm.
had a picture of the children on a tablet next to the doll,
Yeah.
and when he's doing this, trigger warning, when he's doing this, he's panning to the picture, back to the doll, to the picture, back to the doll, until he finishes what he's doing.
Mhm. It didn't look much like a real person. Yeah, it did look fake. I mean, you could tell it wasn't real, but at the same time, it's for me, it's the energy he was putting into actually. I guess the energy he was putting behind too, and the videos. I don't know.
The energy he was putting into it.
I mean the mental energy. I mean it's I don't know. Onto the doll, yes,
like like I'm sorry, but the sounds when yeah, the sounds during the second video, there's no way there's no way I think anybody in their right mind would be able to complete the mission. Let's say.
it's still the thought of it that is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
Wildly disgusting. Definitely Madison. It's like rubbing condoms, rubber
and
bands, and plastic wraps together with a mouthful of marbles.
it sounds like you speak from experience. But
Who?
we're just gonna
Doc?
whoever just made that comment. Yeah,
It is
but
sickening. Oh, Doc,
you know,
he's awesome, man. Doc, he's awesome.
as as Madison said, onto the doll, and that's exactly what he did. But anyway,
Mhm. Yeah, it's sickening. Okay, Mandy, I appreciate it, man. I need to actually hop off here, man.
yeah,
I need to actually what I need to do is do some calls, but I'm gonna
yeah,
wait till tomorrow and do some of them.
yeah. So I do have the videos all edited, um, so that they're able to be shown. Um, we're just gonna hold off on that until uh, the court proceedings are done. I don't want to do anything that could potentially
Mhm.
um, cause that to not be admissible in court.
Definitely.
Um,
I don't want I mean, I want this guy he needs to be beyond locked up.
yeah, I mean, I'd like to say he needs some help, but I don't think there's enough help out there.
Honestly, he needs the wood chipper. If anybody deserves it, he does.
I would say him and Blaze can go both go in together feet first.
Definitely. There's a video on YouTube about the family in the US that makes dolls. Oh, what? So I'm not would you
That's that's just weird.
now I'm gonna have to do some find that.
you better watch out, buddy, because you're gonna have Uncle Alex knocking at your door.
Well, what I would do, I would like, no, I better not. Well, I just, it's the videos that are on YouTube about the family in the U.S. that makes the dolls, that they make the dolls. It just makes you
Hmm.
wonder.
Why? Why? I mean, A, why is there a need for it? And B, how much of a need is there really? Like that
Mm,
that's the part that I don't understand. Like how is there that much of a need for this that there would be that big a demand for the cost associated with producing the molds and producing all the components and everything for it.
what about
I
this? Okay, Mandy, let me ask you this. I want to play what I guess devil advocate.
devil's
What?
advocate, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Say, well, yeah, we make these dolls, so possibly somebody won't get hurt later down the line. How would you feel about that?
Stick your head in a wood chipper.
But
Tell
I
me if it
mean,
makes a noise.
but you gotta. I mean, if you kind of stop and think about that for a second, say, oh well, I have these fantasies and I don't want to really hurt nobody. But what if I take it and buy this doll and do my thing with it, so I won't? What do you think about that?
Well, that may be the intention of why they would do it,
Mm,
but if you ask my opinion, and again, opinions are like dirty underwear. Everybody's got them. They all stink. Um, you know, I think that it's just going to further the desire for that down the road.
mm,
I think it may be a good idea at the time, but
mm,
I think it's going to further the problem. Um, and to Madison's point, right above Sean's comment there, um, obviously there's a demand. How many creeps do we talk to? 100%.
mm,
Um, yeah, we talked to a lot of creeps, but how many of these creeps can afford this? Most of them are being paid through social assistance, like they're professional government tit suckers. So how are they going to afford these? So what what's concerning is that the ones that can afford them are the ones that are like Charles, that would, by all appearances, be considered normal,
mm,
good paying jobs that have disposable income. Like we we looked, like myself and another person, we looked up the rent for places like where Charles lives, and you're talking somewhere in the ballpark of 4 grand a month.
damn.
Yeah,
He was making good money doing what he does for
he's
sure.
he's he's not hurting, but I don't know how he affords it.
You guys only talk to the desperate ones who can't control themselves. What do you think? What do you think about that? MMDE saying that.
Right. If they have a decent job, they'll save up for it. You're right, but it doesn't mean that they're any less of a monster. Like
Mm,
this guy here obviously saved up for it
mhm.
and bought it, and he's a sick monster.
Definitely 100.
So
Damn.
yeah, 48,000 a year for rent. That's nuts. And he told Alex that he wasn't making six figures. So again, I tend to believe him on that because he was insanely honest throughout the entire conversation.
It makes you wonder why did he? I mean, do you think he possibly wanted to be caught in ways? Because he knew he. Do you how self aware do you think he was?
I don't think he wanted to be caught. I think he was scared shitless, if you want my honest opinion.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like I don't understand it. Um, it took a lot of convincing to get him out of the vehicle. Um, like he said to me, like this is really sounding sus, and I thought he was gonna I thought he was going to back out, and we were gonna have to go to his job the next day,
Oh.
or to his apartment, because I mean, we knew his apartment, we knew where he worked. Um, he probably doesn't still work there anymore. Um, but I mean, like he sent me videos of him driving in his car on the way to work. He's wearing scrubs. Like he wasn't lying about where he works.
Mhm.
And I mean, the only thing that I didn't do is call there to verify that he works there.
It's crazy. So, I mean, that's he's like you like. I have other questions, but I need to kind of hop off here. I got other questions about this because it's a. I mean, it's he. You know, a lot of times you only see the pedos that are or the preds that are low. You know, living in a trailer and you know you don't see predators like him like a high uh, a, has a good education it looks like and he was well put together you know and he's still with all this stuff have all this stuff going for him possibly he still wants
Yeah,
to go after a child.
yeah. So you do see them every so often, but
Hmm.
they are not the norm. Like they they are certainly not the majority. I would say if you see 1 in 10 that is fairly well off, fairly put together like that, that'd be a high number.
Hmm.
Um, like I had the one in Texas with Madison, um, the former high school athletic trainer. Like
Uh-huh.
he wasn't super creepy appearance wise. His actions were very creepy,
And that kind of
but
puts me in mind of when I interviewed the guy that caught the corner. I mean, he was a corner and into children,
mhm.
and you,
um, yeah, like I know there's been other catchers that have caught, you know, high ups in the financial industry, police chiefs, firefighters, uh, retired police. Um, it's you know, and teachers and all that stuff. Like there, it's far more common than anybody thinks, or than most people think. Um, and the problem is that some people are better at hiding it than others.
Mhm.
And I think if I'm being honest with myself, I think Charles has been talking to a lot of kids for a long time, and I think the problem was he just got a little too comfortable.
Mhm. And he
And
thought he was it. I don't go ahead.
yeah, like he was just getting a little too comfortable, and maybe I made him comfortable enough. I don't know. Um, it yeah, like the some decoys are very convincing.
How often do you think us decoys send Opal on a big rabbit hole? That's a good question.
Um, yeah, that's definitely a Hooters question. Um, I don't know because I don't typically go to Opal for that stuff. Um, I know Opal's there if I ever need her. Um, I do a lot of my own investigative stuff myself, um, but I think it probably happens a fair bit because sometimes we just don't know enough about these people to be able to get a solid answer.
Mhm.
But there are people like Opal in the community. There's a couple others that have offered to do research for me if I need it. Um, those people are absolute godsends. You know, they're they're passionate about what they do. I know Opal's passionate about what she does. The other ones that have offered to help me, they're very passionate about helping decoys and catchers in the community for the greater good, regardless of what, I'll use air quotes, team they're on. Because in the end, we should all be on the same team of protecting children.
That's 100%. Now you nailed it. It's that's why a lot of times that's why I love predator poachers and what they're doing. And I wanted to interview a bunch of different decoys, starting off with and catchers, but it doesn't matter if who the catcher is, as long as you're out there trying to make a change to help kids. Everybody should
Exactly. If
be sure. I mean, I know people can't get along and arguments happen and there's stuff behind the scenes and stuff, but at the end of the day, drop all that when it comes to kids and possibly saving one or 10 or 5, hopefully, or more.
exactly, I don't necessarily watch all the catchers out there. I I can support catchers that are doing it what we'll refer to as the right way,
Hmm.
which is making sure that your evidence is turned in, making sure your evidence is solid, making sure that, you know, throughout the process you haven't crossed a line anywhere, making sure that the predator has crossed the lines that need to be crossed for whatever state they're in order to get a conviction. Um, you know, I I'm a little biased on this, but I think that Alex does the best when it comes to interviews.
Definitely.
Um, I actually had somebody reach out to me on Instagram trying to get me to go after somebody, and I'm like, I can't go after them. They have to reach out to me. And he goes, well, do you think Alex can get a CP confession? I said, Alex could get a CP confession out of a rock.
Mhm.
Like, you give any random rock to Alex, and I guarantee you he'll get a CP confession out of it.
Mhm.
Because that's just how good he is at what he does. But
He's all
there's
at
not
it.
there's nothing to say that any other catcher out there couldn't do it. If any other catcher wanted to develop their interview skills like that, they all have the ability.
Mhm.
It's just what it's just you're going to catch flack in the community of, oh, you're trying to be like Alex, and it's just the stupid childish rivalry thing that I just don't understand. Um, I don't have anything against any catcher who's doing stuff the right way.
It's that kind of puts me, kind of like, I would want to be a catcher, and if I was a catcher or whatever, and I would be like going out, I'd rather want to be more like Alex, because I mean, there's you got catchers that take a long time at I guess that there's like short time catchers in there, 10, 20 minutes catchers, and then you got other like Alex. So I mean, he's like basically the only one almost uh, that has like longer catches that really pulls this information out. Possibly Boots and Agent Orange, that actually pull the information out of these people to be able to get those
Yeah,
long arrests and stuff.
well, and that's the thing is that not everybody wants to see a super long catch either. So
Mhm.
some people have their audiences that just want a, you know, pardon the expression, but wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Like they just want in and out,
Mhm.
and they're not worried about how solid the evidence is. If a catcher is just out there for clicks and views, maybe they're not going to, um, maybe we're not going to do the same type of interview, and and follow it through. So yeah.
Did we lose AO? Did we lose Agent Orange?
What are you talking about, Sabrina?
That's what I was wondering. I saw that and said, "What?"
Sabrina, type, please.
I tell you what came up under that search is far more sick than that vid. I wish I hadn't looked now. What? Pour one out for homies. Oh, what we got? MMDE. We lost. Oh, he's not with PP
Oh,
though.
okay.
Because that aren't doing it the right way. You really know your laws and a bunch of other stuff. A big task to take. It is. You're right, Shauna. Well, that really sucks.
Okay, I got you. I thought you meant something happened to him.
Do you think possibly she could be mixing her pills with her alcohol again, Mandy?
Not my call. You know what you do in your own time is your own business.
We left. Oh, I just love messing with her. She's hasn't said why, but it's probably too much free speech. Okay. I really need to end this.
Yeah.
It's Mandy. I really appreciate your time, and I really appreciate everybody watching this. And I mean, this is
You know what? It's like I said, it's a whole team that does this. It's you know I happen to be the one that got mentioned on this for the catch. I may have done the most work, but if I hadn't had the help of like my wife doing the pictures, the decoy who did the voice call for me, um, and Priscilla talking to him, keeping him at least interested, um, it wouldn't have happened. So I certainly could not have done this to completion without those other people helping out. And like Priscilla didn't end up getting a shout out on that one from Alex. I showed her out in the chat. Um, but yeah, she did a video call with them. She had some voice calls with them. Um, yeah, she didn't realize that there was a date set up, but I hadn't even given him the date yet when he told me he started talking to her, because we were trying to iron everything out with Alex going to court in Mississippi, and can he make it out there in time for that catch? What if court goes longer? Um, all that kind of stuff. So we were just kind of behind the eight ball trying to get that all organized. But yeah, it's a whole team that makes this stuff happen, and it wouldn't be possible without every part of that wheel, like without every cog in the wheel. I mean, the support that Opal gives behind the scenes when you just had like when you see that video for the first time, and she's like, you know what, you got this, you're strong, you matter. Opal matters.
Yeah, Opal's awesome.
We need more Opals in this world, is what we need.
Definitely.
So on that note, thank you very much for having me up, and we'll do it again, I'm sure, because there's never a shortage of sickos.
That's true. That's the bad thing. That's the bad thing.
I mean, personally, I like being able to come up here with you and discuss this stuff because there's a lot of people that have a lot of questions um, about what goes on behind the scenes. You know, all the stuff that leading up to it, we can't tell you because unfortunately, some people ruin it for everybody. And if by chance that pred is watching any one of these streams and they know that we're talking about them, catches over because they get spooked. Absolutely Madison, shout out to Sabrina, Opal, Mandy, Sam's, Priscilla, Hannah, Ashley, um, Alex,
Emily,
Jesus, uh, Pablo, Frere, um, all the
Jesus, you
supporters.
forgot Jesus.
I thought I had Jesus in there, but
You may have.
um, like really, what it boils down to is it comes down to all the supporters. Anybody who donates to any of the catchers to make this possible, that's that's how this all gets done. So
That's right.
you guys watching the streams and yeah, the clicks and views, that's not that's not the ultimate goal, but it makes the ultimate goal possible.
Definitely.
So on that note, have yourself a wonderful night,
Mm,
and thank you to everybody for joining in and watching.
definitely.
And absolutely reach out to people if you're struggling with something, you're having a hard time. Reach out because you do matter, and the world is a better place with you in it, except for Nate. I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
finally, blame Nate. Oh, and Pussy Liquor. You can't forget about Pussy Liquor
Yes,
69.
yeah, that's right. But yeah, like the I never had I never had any drama with AO behind the scenes either. AO is amazing to work with. Anytime I had a catch that he was doing, um, absolutely amazing. Um, so Agent Orange, whatever you're doing out there, all the best to you, buddy. Um,
Definitely.
you know, so
I think a lot of people actually do love Agent Orange and wanting to know
he
actually more about him and everything.
you know what I don't know how much to say or not to say, so I'll just keep it
Definitely.
very brief. His particular employment can be a little hard schedule wise, but Agent Orange is a legend in my opinion.
Mm,
Um, he took Alex under his wing and taught him so much that got Alex to where he is today as far as his interview skills. And you will not find two more genuine people than Alex and Agent Orange.
mm,
So yeah,
definitely.
and yeah, ch- check your kids' devices if you have any kids or if they have any devices. I don't have any kids that I know of.
Oh, and
But
also
yeah,
check your wife's devices. If you just can't MMDE, you can't just say husbands and all that. You gotta say husbands and wives and
you have to say
grandma.
check your partner's devices
How,
to be
that's a
to
lot.
be PC, right? Um, but yeah, and please check Grandpa's devices
And grandmas. Oh,
because I'm telling you, like I got guys in their 60s right now that are talking to me that have kids, they have grandkids. Check Grandpa's devices. Yeah,
definitely, definitely.
disgusting. So anyway, you guys all have a fantastic night, and we'll catch you on the next one round.
Take it easy, Mandy. I appreciate you.
You too, man. Appreciate it.
That's Mandy. She's awesome. So I mean, just like you were saying, Sabrina's awesome. Opal's awesome. There's Hannah. Everybody, all the PP crew is awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I've already been live almost 15 minutes to 2 hours. But tomorrow I'm gonna be back with a check your sister's devices, uncles, handicapped devices. Go on, Joseph. Yes, that. Oh, take it easy, zippity bitchity. Uh, I'm blossom. Okay, everybody have a great evening. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Check them out. Yeah, definitely. Just you see some random person walk down the road, just rip it out. I'm gonna check your device. You know, okay. Check them targets. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Bye. Tart.